free college football picks. This is week 8, part 1. I'm Tony T with our college football pick show here for Monday. We got 10 games for the Sunday action here. Of course, in part 1, we'll do these in parts throughout the week to get them all covered. Before we get underway, just a couple of things. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like NFL, like Major League Baseball. Hey, NBA's just just a week away. Already got cappers delivering NHL picks, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We are a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers. Get signed up to our long-term passes. Hot cappers like Ramon Scott for the year. Joseph Schultz. Chauncey with a great beginning here. Hollywood Sam, last 30 days has been on absolute fire. Ben Ruhala as well. Ben coming strong with that Sunday. So is Pravi, Hollywood Sam, Platinum Bella. Click the links, get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll find our latest print pick center of the page. Our latest plays here, of course. Click the links for our best bets, our $15 premium picks, multi-packs, props, and more. Get them. You may also scroll and find our plays a la carte from our pick ticker. There you'll find team versus team information. And you can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys. You can post your picks in the comments, and we are looking for cappers. Apply on that home page. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. Memphis and UAB college football pick for Saturday. Memphis fell to 4-2 with their 31-21 home defeat to Tulane Green Wave. Tigers rushed for 45 yards on 19 carries. They surrendered 144 yards rushing to the Green Wave with 259 passing on only 31 attempts. The Tigers had a -2 turnover margin. Seth Hennigan completed 24 of 43 passes for 321 yards with 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He averaged 7.5 yards per pass attempt. UAB fell to 2-5, a 41-20 road defeat to UTSA. The Blazers rushed for 132 yards for under 4 yards a carry. They allowed 183 yards rushing to the Roadrunners with 177 passing on 32 attempts. UAB had a -2 turnover margin. Jacob Zeno hit on 13 of 21 for 110 yards with an interception. He averaged only 5.2 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. UAB sits 116th in total defense while allowing 429 yards a game. Teams are rushing for 5.5 yards a carry on this team. Memphis has the better defense, holding foes to 369 yards a game. The Tigers in their lone road game pounded Arkansas State 37-3. Play here Memphis -4.5. Baylor and Cincinnati college football pick for action on Saturday. Baylor fell to 2-4 with a 39-14 home defeat to Texas Tech Red Raiders. Bears rushed for only 17 yards on 30 carries. They surrendered 186 yards rushing to the Red Raiders with 180 passing on 26 attempts. Blake Shapen completed 22 of 38 for 324 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 8.5 yards per pass attempt and was sacked 6 times. Cincinnati fell to 2-4, a 30-10 home defeat to Iowa State Cyclones. The Bearcats rushed for 115 yards on 33 carries. They limited the Cyclones to just over 3 yards per rush with 241 passing on 25 attempts. Cincinnati had a -2 turnover margin. Emory Jones, 14 of 26 passing for 96 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. He averaged 3.7 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 72 yards. He has thrown 2 interceptions in 3 of his past 4 starts. Jones was benched for ineffectiveness. Baylor in their lone road win came away with a win at UCF behind 448 yards. Bearcats have lost 4 straight, including a 7-point defeat at home to Miami, Ohio. Play here Baylor plus the 1.5. UCF and Oklahoma college football pick for action here on Saturday. All right, UCF fell to 3-3, a 51-22 road defeat in Kansas. The Knights rushed for 202 yards. They surrendered 399 yards rushing to the Jayhawks with 91 passing on 12 attempts. John Rice Plumlee, well, he left the game after tossing 7 passes. Remember, he had missed the prior 3 games due to a knee injury and was seen wearing a knee brace. Timmy McClain relieved, 12 of 15 passing for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 9.1 yards per pass attempt. Oklahoma 6-0, a 34-30 road victory to Texas. Actually, that was a neutral site victory to Texas. That was 2 weeks ago. The Sooners rushed for 201 yards. They allowed 156 yards to the Longhorns on the ground with 371 passing on 38 attempts. It was a +3 turnover margin for Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel hit on 23 of 38 passing for 285 yards with a touchdown and 7.5 yards per pass attempt. He rushed for 113 yards and a touchdown. A bye week for the Sooners. Central Florida's 3 conference games resulted in very poor defense, allowing 44 points and 491 yards a game. Oklahoma holds teams only 353 yards a game. The Sooners have covered all 6 this year and have been double-digit favorites in 5 of those games. Play here, Oklahoma -18.5. Rutgers and Indiana college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Rutgers improved to 5-2, a 27-24 home victory to Michigan State. The Scarlet Knights rushed for 144 yards for 4.5 yards a carry. They allowed under 3 yards per run to the Spartans with 133 passing yards on 29 attempts. Scarlet Knights overcame a 24-6 deficit after 3 quarters. Gavin Wimsatt, 13 of 28 passing for 181 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. He averaged 6.5 yards per pass attempt. Indiana fell to 2-4, a 52-7 road defeat at Michigan. Hoosiers rushed for 92 yards for under 3 yards a carry. They allowed 163 yards rushing to the Wolverines with 244 passing on 22 attempts. Hoosiers a -4 turnover margin. Tavon Jackson, 7 of 13 passing for 52 yards and 2 interceptions. Third string Brendan Sorsby saw work, hit 6 of 15 for 44 yards, averaging only 2.9 yards per pass attempt. Offensive line banged up for the Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights in their road games averaged 15 points and 275 yards a game. Hoosiers showed competitiveness in their spread cover against Louisville on a neutral field. Scarlet Knights 96th in the nation by averaging 5.4 yards per play and are inefficient in the passing game. Indiana does allow only 378 yards per game. Play here Indiana plus the 5. Mississippi State and Arkansas college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Mississippi State improved to 3-3 after their 41-28 home victory 2 weeks ago to Western Michigan. Bulldogs rushed for 194 yards, valued over 3.5 yards per rush to the Broncos with 297 passing on 45 attempts. Will Rogers, 16 of 22 passing for 189 yards with 3 touchdowns. He averaged 8.6 yards per pass attempt. Rogers suffered an arm injury. He's questionable here. Arkansas fell to 2-5, a 24-21 road defeat to Alabama. The Razorbacks rushed for under 3 yards a carry. They allowed 177 yards rushing to the Crimson Tide with 238 passing on 21 attempts. K.J. Jefferson, 14 of 24 passing for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 6.3 yards per pass attempt. Arkansas is having difficulty running the football. 2.9 yards per rush average. The Razorbacks have the 118th ranked offense in college football, averaging 321 yards a game. Mississippi State has been strong defending the run and holding opponents to 3.7 yards a carry. 5 straight losses by the Razorbacks, including a 7-point home loss to BYU. The Bulldogs are coming off a bye week. Play here Mississippi State plus the 7. Western Michigan and Ohio college football pick for action on Saturday. Western Michigan fell to 2-5 with their 34-21 home defeat to Miami O. The Broncos rushed for 167 yards. They allowed 3.5 yards per rush to the Redhawks with 223 passing yards on 35 attempts. Western Michigan had a -2 turnover margin. Hayden Wolf, well, he goes 13 of 20 for 99 yards. He averaged 5 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Ohio drops to 5-2, a 23-13 road defeat at Northern Illinois. Bobcats rushed for 95 yards for under 4 yards per carry. They surrendered 134 yards on the ground at the Huskies with 172 passing on 23 attempts. The Bobcats had a -3 turnover margin. Curtis worked 22 of 36 passing for 159 yards and 3 interceptions. He had a rushing touchdown. Ohio has been a really good home team this year and has a 10-7 win here to Iowa State. The Bobcats are 4th in total defense in the nation, allowing 244 yards a game, 3.1 yards per rush. They are an efficient pass defense as well. Now, Western Michigan has allowed 40 or greater points in their road games. The Broncos are allowing 6.3 yards per play, sitting 117th in the nation. Play here, Ohio, minus 15. Air Force and Navy college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Air Force improved to 6-0, a 34-27 home victory to Wyoming. Falcons rushed for 358 yards. They limited the Cowboys to 3.1 yards per run with 212 passing on 25 attempts. Zach Lair suffered a knee injury. He's questionable here. He was wearing a knee brace on the sidelines. Backup Jensen Jones is a senior who served as a backup in his career. He rushed 3 times last week for 23 yards. They survived a -2 turnover margin. Navy improved to 3-3, a 14-0 win at Charlotte. The midshipmen rushed for 173 yards. They allowed 3 yards per rush to the 49ers with 142 passing on 28 attempts. Navy had a +3 turnover margin. Ty Lavatai is questionable after leaving the game with a rib injury. Braxton Woodson, 5 of 14 passing for 85 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 6.1 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 58 yards. Air Force faced a run-heavy Sam Houston State, win 13-3. Air Force is holding teams to 2.8 yards per rush, and the midshipman is defending the run well. The unders come in 3 times in a row the past 3 seasons in this head-to-head matchup. The play here, Air Force and Navy, under 37.5. Boston College and Georgia Tech college football pick. Here we go on Saturday. Boston College improved to 3-3, a 27-24 road win at Army 2 weeks ago. Gold Eagles rushed for 299 yards on 61 rushes. They allowed 5 yards per rush to the Black Knights with 105 passing on 13 attempts. Thomas Castellanos, 4 of 9 passing for 51 yards. He averaged 5.7 yards per pass attempt. Castellanos rushed for 142 yards and 4 touchdowns. Georgia Tech 3-3 after their 23-20 road win at Miami 2 weeks ago. Yellow Jackets rushed for 99 yards for under 4 yards a carry. They surrendered 165 yards on the ground of the Hurricanes with 208 passing on 36 attempts. Georgia Tech did catch a break as Miami decided not to kneel down to win the game. Instead, elected to run the ball and they turned it over. Yellow Jackets win on a 44-yard touchdown pass. This time expired. Haynes King, 12 of 25 passing for 151 yards. He had a touchdown and 2 picks. He rushed for 46 yards and a touchdown. BC has won the past 2 meetings in really high-scoring games. Georgia Tech, 118th in total defense. They're giving up 432 yards a game, but 5 yards per rush. We just saw BC run heavy in their last game. The Eagles defend better. They can exploit that poor run defense of the Yellow Jackets. Play here, Boston College, plus the 5. Penn State and Ohio State college football pick. Here we go for Saturday. Penn State improved to 6-0, a 63-0 home victory at UMass. The Nittany Lions rushed for 250 yards. They limited the Minutemen to under 2 yards per rush with 45 passing yards on 23 attempts. Drew Allar, 16 of 23 passing for 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. He averaged 7 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Ohio State improved to 6-0, a 41-7 road win at Purdue. Well, Buckeyes rushed for 152 yards. They allowed 3.5 yards per rush to the Boilermakers with 134 passing on 35 attempts. Ohio State survived a -2 turnover margin. Kyle McCord, 16 of 28 passing for 276 yards, 3 touchdowns. He averaged 9.9 yards per pass attempt. Penn State first in total defense, allowing 194 yards a game. Teams rushed for only 2.3 yards a carry on the Nittany Lions and passed for only 4.7 yards per pass attempt. Buckeyes sit 7th in total defense by allowing 263 yards a game. Passing efficiency, a massive concern for Penn State here. Play here, Penn State and Ohio State under 48. UL Monroe and Georgia Southern college football pick. This one here on Saturday, UL Monroe 2-4 after their 21-10 road defeat at Texas State. The Warhawks rushed for 135 yards for nearly 4 yards a carry. They surrendered 230 yards rushing to the Bobcats with 222 passing on 48 attempts. Hunter Herring missed his fourth straight game with that collarbone injury. Questionable here. Jaira Wright goes 14 of 22 for 150 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 6.8 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 52 yards. Georgia Southern fell to 4-2, a 41-13 road defeat to James Madison. Eagles rushed for only 64 yards on 29 carries. They allowed over 5 yards per rush to the Dukes with 259 passing on 31 attempts. Georgia Southern had a -3 turnover margin. Davis Brin 31 of 52 for 271 yards and 2 interceptions. He averaged only 5.2 yards per pass attempt. Georgia Southern, a mid-pack defense, allowing 364 yards a game. But the offense sits 22nd overall, averaging 453 yards a game. The Warhawks defense, 124th in college football. They're giving up 455 yards a game with major struggles in the passing game. Georgia Southern is passing for 331 yards. They're not an efficient passing offense behind Davis Brin. The Warhawks' poor offensive numbers the concern here, as is their defense. Play here, Georgia Southern -16.5. All right, that was our college football pick show here for Monday. We gave you 10 games from Saturday's action. This was week 8, part 1. We do these in parts. There's over 50 games. It's tough to do them the night before and when you're doing other sports as well. So we kind of do them in parts for you. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We'll have free college football picks all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports. We got NFL covered, got Major League Baseball covered. We have cappers on our live shows giving out hockey picks as well. NBA is about a week away, making it a great time to subscribe. And don't forget to give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. And visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com, for our best plays. Our pre-picks are there, so get over there and get them. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. You see there, you'll save the 20% off. All right, we'll have live picks throughout the day. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you guys later.